4 boats in the sailing center. Harris Visions, really light dinghies, very good for learning using the balance and feeling the wind. 606, the ones that we use for starting, for beginner courses. So it's a boat which is easy to start but very difficult to master. So actually with this boat you can start and grow like to very high levels. J80s, these are the main boats that we use for the match racing practice that we're going to talk about. And SM40s, it's a 5-6 person boat, a little bit bigger. We have 2 of them, so we usually we don't use them that much, but we still have for training. We have a competition in August, and there might be also even some training. So lecture series. So we are now here. I think the National Empire Seminar is not happening, I think, so because we had one in springtime, so we thought that maybe some people want to join again, but I think it was cancelled. One lecture, which is, yes, I haven't mentioned, so we are here, so if you want to join on Thursday in next week, how to organize a lecture, how to organize a match race regatta with Zaka and Yuso. It's a really also good way to understand about match racing. So understanding, being hands-on, how when you organize one regatta is helps you also to understand what's going on when you're a sailor. So you know what actually organizers are doing. And the second thing is that we are club which actually organize everything ourselves. So it's we participate in competitions, but we also organize the competition. So more knowing how to organize the match race regatta will just make your sailing life easier, and also actually you can participate in the club life in a very kind of like fun way. And then if you want to know about the match racing rules, because we have the new rules this year from so new Olympic cycle from 2017 to 2020. So join lecture by me again. So all lectures are free as these ones, and everyone can join, even you don't need to be a member. Those who are new to Sailing Center and haven't joined as members, please join trial day on Kelatorsai on Thursday 25th. We provide all the gear and equipment, so you come, bring along your friends, just have some good time on water, get to know the people. Everybody who is also member of the NJK Sailing Center, put that date also in your calendar. We need help, and so we need to also make sure that all these hundreds something that people come during that one day, we support them. We need skippers, and we need also the people on the shore who help, and etc.
What time is it? Because it's a free day, right?
Yes, you can actually go by at this.
It's written.
And then there's several slots. So we're gonna make, I think, 3 slots. So I think 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 a little bit smaller, like later afternoon. So so everybody gets then to sail. So it's probably about 1.5 hour in water or something like that, and plus there will be some break in between, so where you can actually get to talk and get to know more about the sailing center. I talked a little bit about that match race bootcamp. So it's gonna happen on the 13th, 14th of May. And the main idea of the bootcamp is that it's meant for the teams who has, or for the persons who has tried sailing before, who knows a little bit about sailing, but want to start racing. Another type of people who actually raced some other boats and want to get to know J80 and start sailing it actively. Some people also raced before here a few years ago, maybe, so it is a good place for just to refresh the skills. So and finally, it's a really good way to meet the team. You just like to form the team. So of course we're now gonna talk about the team. You get to exchange the contact. But actually, if you spend 2 days sailing with other guys, so you start to, usually we have a lot of teams which are formed in this kind of bootcamp. So if you have any questions about these things, I'm happy to talk about that one a little bit after the lecture, but now maybe for the sake of like moving through our program, we'll just quickly jump to the next topics. Beginners courses, so these are the dates that we have here. 2 courses in May and 1 in early in June. And they are meant for people who, for example, who had no sailing experience at all, or had very little sailing experience, or have been on sailing boat but had no idea what was going on the sailing boat. So we'll practice first on a very small, our small 606 boat, but also we have possibilities to use J80s, so we'll see depending on the people and depending on the conditions. But you also will have chance actually to start also driving the boats in 2 days. And yeah, I think we have also some people who were in, remember, if you were, like any of you guys were last year on this beginner's course. Yeah, we all, I think, yeah, you were on the beginner's course, right? And you were also, I thought, and I think there was some people were also on the boot camp, right? You were also, yeah. So feel free also just to talk to the other guys if you want to, about the expression, about the experience with that, so you don't have to take only my word for that. So we're located here in Koivussaari, mostly, and beginners activities will be mostly here, but also some part of the activities will be in Valkosaari, so it's an island in city center. Basically this island where the Silja Line parks, if you want to know, so with a view of the presidential castle, you know, it's a really beautiful place. Nice place to be in summertime as well. Here are the races. I think what we have, maybe we don't go through too much in the details of it, but what I want to say is that if you want to race, there's plenty of opportunities to actually race. So first we have 13 weekly races. Every Tuesday we'll have 13, during the season we'll have 13 match races. Then on almost every Thursday we'll have a fleet race. And on those weekends, we also have competitions which are a little bit more high level. So those competitions which are like called center cups and fleet race, they're club level. And for the people who join, or maybe, basically if you even join this year, so you can start with them. So, and here it's a bit more like, you know, higher level, but at the same time still, you know, you can apply for them. And I'm happy to answer also questions if you want to learn a little bit more about those races. We'll have social events, a lot of social events. So basically every Thursday after a fleet race, we'll have some food, maybe barbecue, depending on the weather conditions. We'll have also dinners related to the races. We travel to Kajakholmen if you want to ask. So Karen can tell about Kajakholmen trip last year. Hanko Regatta, so this is like a trip which is, again, if you want to have, this is like a start of the holiday in the beginning of July, so it's a fun trip to go and also race with your fellow friends. And crayfish party, end of season, so that's second half, maybe that one you would also learn by that time, so what's going on. We have the system is that you also participate in small talco work, so meaning that it's a kind of voluntary work, so just make sure that everybody puts a little bit of effort also, and we keep the costs down so that we don't have to do everything by the hired force. So we put some kind of like effort for the boat work. You don't need to have any prior experience on that one. You just sometimes need to show up for 3 days, and maybe people will tell you need to carry masts from one place to another, try to put the mast up, or etc. So you will get some kind of like kind of direction. So no worry with that. And I'll skip this. Tell a few words about our memberships. So we have the system of the full membership. So basically that entitles you to joining the weekly trainings and using the boat for your self-trainings at any time. Plus you also get discounts on the competitions, like weekly competitions, and it just makes sense actually. If you really want to sail lots, like, you know, so it, like, full membership really starts to make sense pretty early. However, if you're not sure yet about like how much you want to sell or like what you want to do, kind of sailing, racing or cruising, so there's also different punch cards. So you can come and try it for like, you know, just to join any of the trainings that we have one time, and if you like it, so then you can purchase 5 times or 10 times, and then if you want, then transfer to the full membership. We have student discounts as well, and so you can check those things at the website. So if you go to njk.fi/sailing center, you can find all the information there. Probably I could tell just a little bit, few words about this weekly schedule. So again, if you want to sail with us, there's a lot of sailing, as you can see. So basically, we have sailing almost happening every day of the week. And then we divide those sailings into 3 categories, which we call like blue track, red track, and black track. And the idea is that they're just to help you guide based on your skills. So blue track is meant for the people who just started sailing or maybe sailed a season and they're just like learning how to sail. So for those people who have Monday training, coach training, and on Thursdays, they can join the fleet race once you start already to feel comfortable and want to learn a bit more. And on the weekends, we have sailing courses on some selected weekends, not all the weekends. Then for the red track, we have again training on Monday, and red track usually means that you know already how to sail and you're learning racing, and also especially learning maybe fleet and match racing, both. And there you usually need to have already a team, or it's easier if you have a team so that you actually will progress faster. And usually those teams also participate on some of the Tuesdays in center cups, on some of the Thursdays in competition, and then they also have possibility to take also weekend clinics if they want and participate in competitions. And black track is for the people who already sailed maybe for several years here, and it's more about kind of like working on they participate mostly in competitions. They don't have weekly trainings. They have with coach, they have some of the clinics. But a lot of people would be also using Wednesday for self-practice. So there will be both self-practicing also on Wednesday quite a lot. And then final thing, so we thinking, and we'll just try also to make these things happen this year, is to also have a common, so if you have, for example, kids sailing here at the junior training, or if you want to bring your kids to learn the optimist sailing. So also we will organize that at the same time while your kids are learning with your coaches, so you can also practice yourself or just go sailing for fun. So that's the program. Maybe that's, yes, I think that's probably would be enough for general like information. So if you want to learn a little bit more about any of those activities, please ask me. Also, you can ask people who participated in those activities last year, like beginners courses, boot camp, or like backbone trip, and a lot of other people also participate in weekly trainings and etc. So I'm happy to also answer any questions after the lecture. Anything now you want to ask before we move on to? All right. Let's then move on to